Hello boys and girls, today we will talk about what you shouldn't do in Korea if you don't want to look rude. If you're interested, watch this video right now. And my name is Sandra and you in channel Let's Try Korea. It's my first English speaking video in this channel. I am a little bit nervous because my English not kind of good and I so much mistake, but I hope guys you will understand what I talk about. So I make a 5 important rules that you shouldn't do in Korea if you wanna have good experience about traveling here. And if I talk about Korea, I mean South Korea. You know, sometimes people ask me, you talk about North or South? I talk about South Korea. First thing that you shouldn't do in Korea, be loudy in public place, sure. And it's make kind of nervous Koreans nearby you, because if you suddenly start loudly laughing or I don't know, or screaming about oh my god it's Jeong Jungkook, like this stuff, if you will make so people will watching you like oh my god what this happened, they really will be scary. So don't do this. But have a really important thing, it's don't be loudy in subway. Yes, in subway. Very important time in morning subway, it's very quiet. You should one time see this, because I very hard to explain to you where is this morning time in Korea in subway. Actually normal talk with friend also will be too loudy, because people finally not talk to each other, and some people sleep, some people just watching phone or I don't know, or some listen music, but nobody talk. And I have a very funny situation in subway when in morning 7 o'clock maybe, like this, was so much people around and all people not talk, or if talk but little bit like whispering, you know. And suddenly my friend calling me that in her house broke boiler and so much water go out and she don't know what to do. And I was talk like this, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So nearby me all Koreans just looks nervous, and front me stay some young lady. She just turned to me and make like this, shh. You know, I remember this. I will remember this all my life. How I was feel shy because I was so loudy. So after this, I stopped talking subway finally. But this rule you don't need to follow if you take train in 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. like this time, because in this time, firstly, don't have a lot Koreans, but so much foreigners. Actually, if we talk about Seoul, it's like line 2, green line. So there's so much foreigners, tourists, so they're really loudy. But morning, you should remember, morning, never talk. Next rule, never take a bus with food. What I mean, if you have ice cream in your hand or some street food, you know, in Korea so much street food, and sometimes when you travel you took here some, I don't know, some tasty stuff and go inside bus because you don't want to lose time just for eating, and you think that when you will move to another place in bus you can comfortably eat. No, finally with food you will can't take a bus, because bus driver, he will say no. He will show to you like no food, no. He will show like this, and you should throw it and go inside bus, or just stay in bus station, eat this all, and after this took the bus. It's a public rule, and I know why you should follow this rule, because it's for your safety and for safety people who took bus with you. Bus driver in Korea crazy driving, crazy. You know, just when they start move bus, you already can go down. When they stop bus, you also go down. It's very hard. And if you will be having hand some food, you know what it mean? If he will stop, this food will throw to some people around. You know, it's a really important thing. Never took a food inside the bus. But it's not meaning that all of kind of food. If you bought food and this food have good packaging and inside plastic bag, so it's okay, nobody will touch you. But if you will have something in your hand that you're eating right now, it's a will make a trouble. Okay, next rule is never, never, never ever touch something without owner's permissions. It's hard to explain, so listen carefully. Sometimes Koreans put phone on table or laptop on table in coffee shop and go out, like they go to a restroom or they actually go out for meet friend, but their thing like laptop or a phone, like I said, it can be also wallet or just expensive bag. It just can stay in some chair or table. Never touch it, because it's have owner and this owner will return for this thing. Because in Korea don't have culture for stealing culture. Because in Korea so much camera and people like have a simple life. They're not scary that who can steal from them some wallets or phones or laptops. If you will see some phone and this phone you think stay in table or in park so long a period that who's lose it, finally don't touch it. In park or in cafe or I don't know, in shopping mall. Always have stuff, and this stuff will be caring about this thing. You can't do it because it can make misunderstanding and you will have a big trouble. So never touch it if this thing not yours and not your friend thing. And before we go to next rule, I wanna that you guys write in some comments about my English, because I'm still not native. I still can't speak well in English, and I'm a little bit shy that my English is so poor. But if you see really big mistake in my speech, you should text to me in comment that I know that I did mistake. I will study, and every next video I will more and more good growing up with my English. Next important thing in Korea, don't have tips. Really, they don't have this culture. And if you will try give some money to person like for stuff in restaurant, because usually they very kindly every time sun shining and every time 감사합니다, 안녕하세요, you know, very kindly to you. So you want to give a tips, don't do this, because it's very really will be rude. But in Korea have also like bar for foreigners. There have tips, because they're in bar work usually foreigners, so foreigners for foreigners tips okay. Korean bar or Korean bar, I don't know how to explain to you well. Be careful, because tips can make a problem, like misunderstanding to each other. But not all is bad. Sometimes in restaurant nearby cashier have a box with money. This box for tips. So when you pay your food, you can put some money to this box, and will be not rude. But if you will try give money from hand to hand, it's no, never do this. Actually, in Korea, all restaurants have rules that you pay food when you go out table. So you go out, move to exit, and there have a cashier, and you pay your food there. Yeah, I know it's very hard, but when you come to Korea, you will understand what about I talk. But sure, if you go some kind of expensive restaurant, like with wine or something, there have a server and you pay, not go out from your table. Okay, let's go to next one. All of this rule is important, but this rule is mostly important. I think every rule says that it's mostly important, but this is really very important. Never ever also touch people around you. Never touch Koreans. If you want something else, you should just speak to him or to her. If she not turn, so you should around go or something, but never touch it. Never touch it, because it's rude in Korea. And with this have another one more rule. If some person make a trouble, you never should go and say to this person personally that this person is bad or rude. You should call into police, or you should call in staff in place where you are, but never personal talk to bad person. I know it's very simple rule, and in your country I think people same stuff do it, but so much trouble where foreigners go to Korean club, you know, and man to man or girl to girl start fighting because of something, because they drunk, because who was unrespectful to each other. So when you start a fighting, you should only talk but never touch, never punch, you know, because it's can't do this in Korea. You should call into police or you call into staff, like I said, but never ever touch the person. Okay. This rule also Koreans follow in their private life, like in house. If you have a very noisy neighborhood, you never go to personal and not like knock to door and say, yeah, you very loudy, please stop it, I can't listen your music every day. No, you should call into management of this building where you live, or you call into police that they stop your loudy neighborhood. Sure, it's not all have more these rules, but I will make one more video. How do you think? Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, so push like button, subscribe this channel, and goodbye. See you later.